Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Mayapur Institute. So today we are going to discuss why and how to memorize slokas. So this is a topic that often our devotees express that how to memorize slokas. These verses are in Sanskrit or in Bengali. It is very difficult to keep them remembered. And first of all, many doesn't understand why to memorize slokas. Srila Prabhupada already gave the translations and we can see them nicely, we can understand it. So what is the importance of memorizing slokas? First we will discuss that, then we will come to the point how to memorize slokas. For that, why to memorize slokas, we will discuss 2 points basically on 2 categories. One is personal application. How will this memorizing slokas help us in our personal life, personal devotional life? And secondly, how will it help in our preaching application, or how will it help us in preaching? So first let us talk about personal application. See, our process of Krishna consciousness, it is primarily said that all the items, primarily it is said Smaranam, or to remember Krishna always, throughout your hearing, chanting, Shravanam, Kirtan, everything. The main idea is to remember Krishna always. Smartavya satatam visnuh vismartavya najatu chit sarve vidhi nishedasur etaya reva kinkaraha. Always remember Krishna, never forget him. These two, one rule, always to remember Krishna, and the regulation, never to forget him, are the king of all other rules and regulations. And all other rules and regulations are meant to follow this rule and regulation. So therefore, main primary principle is always to remember Krishna, never to forget him. Just now see, I just spoke such a wonderful principle of Krishna consciousness with the sloka. I gave a reference. So thus, by quoting these slokas, we can establish the principle, the Siddhantas of our Krishna consciousness, our Gauriya philosophy very wonderfully and convincingly. So now the point is always to remember Krishna. So by memorizing these slokas, we can always keep on remembering Krishna. These slokas are either directly spoken by Krishna or spoken by the great devotees of Krishna, about Krishna. Sukdev Goswami, Sudha Goswami and other, Prahlad Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, Kunti Maharani, great personalities, great devotees, they spoke these wonderful slokas, wonderful verses, important verses. So by reciting these verses, by uttering them, by trying to memorize them, we remember Krishna. So this helps us in Krishna Smaranam. First point. Second point is prayers. These slokas help us in praying in bona fide way to Krishna. We all go to Krishna and pray to Krishna in different ways, in different things. But these verses from Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita and different scriptures by great devotees, they teach us how the great devotees prayed to Krishna, how Kunti Maharani, what was her prayer, what was Gajendra's prayer, what was Prahlad Maharaj's prayer, what was Dhruva Maharaj's prayer, what was Prithu Maharaj's prayer, what did they pray, and how should a devotee pray in front of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We memorize them and we remember them, we know them, we learn them. So therefore we learn how to pray to Krishna in bona fide way. And when we go to Krishna in front of the deity to take darshan, we can recite these verses. And we can pray in similar way with these great personalities. And thus what will happen? Krishna will be pleased first of all. Because Krishna is pleased, because we are reciting, we are uttering the verses of his great devotees. Reminding him about the great devotees, how the great devotees prayed to him. Therefore he will definitely be pleased with us. We will get his blessings. And secondly, also we will get the blessings of those great personalities. We are reciting their prayers, so we are getting their mercy, their blessings also. And thirdly, these slokas are just like our friends in any time, friends of all time. Anytime anywhere, we can just remember these slokas. In our happy moments, sorrowful moments of our life, we can just remember the slokas about Krishna, different Siddhantas. We are standing in the line, we are going somewhere, traveling somewhere, driving a bike, or wherever we are going. We can keep on remembering these slokas. So how does that help? As we have discussed the Krishna Smaranam, we can get the classic example of Gajendra from Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto. Gajendra, he was a king in his previous life, and in this lifetime he came into an elephant body. He was fighting with a crocodile in a lake, and he was about to get defeated by the crocodile and about to leave his body. At that time, suddenly he remembered some prayers in his previous life, which he remembered in his previous life, memorized them. So he just started reciting, uttering that prayers to Krishna. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead came and saved him. Similarly, in our distressed times, in our different periods, different hours, moments of our life, we can just memorize these slokas. It's a fun memorizing slokas about remembering Krishna's different verses. It's really fun. And then it also helps us in learning Sanskrit. Many of our devotees, they know nice Sanskrit just by learning these slokas, because what happens? Prabhupada gave word to word meaning, translation of that. So we get lots of Sanskrit vocabulary. Our Sanskrit vocabulary is enriched by trying to learn these wonderful slokas. It increases our memory power. It is said that our memory or our brain is like the muscle. Just like we go to a gymnasium, we do some exercises, workouts, and what happens? We try to build our muscles, wonderful body. So therefore, similarly, our brain is also like this. As much as we do workout with our brain, our memory power, our brain, the potency of our brain increase. Therefore, by trying to memorize these wonderful slokas, we get a better brain, a better memory. Our memory is increasing day by day. And by these slokas, definitely all these slokas are transcendental. Each and every verse and syllables of Srimad Bhagavatam, they are transcendental. Krishna tulya Bhagavat Vibhu Sarvasray Prati shloke prati akkhare nana artha koi. These verses, the Srimad Bhagavatam is non different than Krishna, and each and every syllables they give you different meaning. Prema varsy aksraya. Each and every letters and syllables can pour love of Godhead. So these are the promises given by Acharya in Srimad Bhagavatam. And we can believe that, we can have faith on that. So each and every verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, by memorizing them, by reciting them, we are associating with Krishna. And therefore definitely we will have a better mind control. It will help us in controlling our mind. And also it will also help us in our heart purification. So then we come to preaching application. How does it help us in our preaching? So as we are Ghostian and these devotees of ISKCON, so we are supposed to preach the wonderful message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, and we preach to our friends and relatives, and also in our different fields we keep on preaching. But what does it mean by preaching? We go and share Krishna consciousness. We go and share these teachings and messages of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His devotees. So how do we share them? If we do not know that ourselves, how can we share them? And therefore, the philosophy or Siddhanta, we need to know them. Siddhanta baliya citte na karo alasa. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So by learning or memorizing these wonderful slokas, we know wonderful, beautiful Siddhantas, philosophical points, which easily we can keep in our heart, in our mind, in our brain, and easily we can share with others. And by using these slokas, we can have we can keep ourselves free from speculation, and also our speech can be decorated, powerful, and convincing to the audience. It will sound authentic. They will accept it easily. That's what Srila Prabhupada said. Just like the lawyers in their courts, they are supposed to quote the different laws from the law books. Similarly, our devotees, they are like the lawyers. So they are supposed to know these wonderful verses and siddhantas and supposed to quote them. Like Srila Prabhupada, we can see in his every lectures, lots of slokas he would quote. Sometimes whole sloka, sometimes one line, sometimes one phrase he would quote from different slokas and establish different wonderful and important points of our Gaudiya philosophy. So therefore, for our preaching, it is definitely, for a good speaker, good preacher, memorizing slokas is very essential aspect. So now we have seen there are many other points about why to memorize slokas. So I just shared some few on those from my personal experience, my personal realization. Some points I just collected from different sources. So now let us talk about how can we memorize slokas. So first and foremost, we have to love the sloka. The sloka we are going to memorize, we have to love it. First, put that sloka in your heart, then try to put it in your brain. How do I put that in my heart? I have to know what is the meaning of that sloka. What is the essential meaning or message this sloka wants to give me? When I understand that exactly properly, then I love it. Yeah, such a beautiful message I am getting, wonderful theme I am getting from this wonderful sloka. I should memorize it. I should always keep it with me. Just like these slokas are just like our friends. We can always carry them with us. Our companions, we can, anywhere we go, anytime, we can just carry them with us. So someone we love, we would love to associate, visit them again and again. So if we love these slokas, then we will get the inspiration to memorize them, and thus we can carry these slokas with us to anywhere. Therefore, we have to know the meaning, word to word meaning, phrase to phrase meaning, and line to line, sentence to sentence meaning, and the whole meaning also. What is the primary meaning of this wonderful verse? So when we know that, we get inspired by this verse and we love this and we try to memorize this. So first is, we have to love this. We have to know it. Why am I going to memorize this sloka? So when we are clear about this, no, this is important shloka, I loved it, now I want to memorize it. Now let us go further. We have to make, second step is regulations. Regulated time. Every day if we keep a particular hour of my life, my day, whole day, best is the morning time. If we practice, if we can develop an habit of memorizing slokas in the morning, it's best. We can easily memorize the slokas. So every day, 5, 10, 15, half an hour time, whatever time we can get, we can try to memorize the slokas. A particular fixed time, it will help. The third point is, then give a key title. When you understand the meaning of this sloka, give a key theme, heading of this sloka. What is the main theme of this sloka? Just like Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita 18.66, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vrajaha aham tvam sarva papebhya mokshayashyami vasachaha. What is the main theme of this sloka? Krishna is saying, you surrender everything to me, give up all the religions, all the duties, occupational duties, just surrender unto me. I will take care of you. Never, don't bother, don't worry, don't fear. So therefore, what we learn from this sloka? Surrender. So we can give the title, surrender. Or we can give another title, how to be free from fear. How to be free from all our worries. Krishna is teaching in this verse. So like here you can give one or multiple titles. So therefore when we are going to speak or when we are going to think about certain topic, these verses, these slokas will pop up in our mind with their title, respective titles, whatever we kept. So these titles are important. And it will help us definitely to memorize them sloka and use those slokas in different contexts. And then the next point is, we can write down those slokas in a notebook, pocket book, so that we can always carry that pocket book or notebook with us. And anywhere we can just open it, anywhere we get a chance. I am standing in the line, in a queue, or I am waiting for someone. Just open that book from your pocket and just see, revise it. Okay, see what the verse I am trying to memorize. Another idea or another technique can be, which helps me personally also, that wherever you are staying or in your room, if it's better if you can arrange one whiteboard or a blackboard, whatever. If you can hang a whiteboard in the wall and you can write that sloka in that whiteboard, what you are going to memorize. So then, whenever you are coming, going in your room or whatever, anything you are doing, unintentionally your eyes will go to that board and you will see that board. And unintentionally your mind will start reciting that sloka. And then your tongue will follow your mind. So thus, just by repeated recitation, repeated visiting, repeated revising that these slokas, we can easily memorize them. Just imagine how many of us, just consider how many of us memorize the Prabhupada Pranam mantra by writing it down, trying to again and again seeing it. No, we just heard it, kept on reciting with other devotees, we just memorized it. Like that different songs we know, bhajans, Vaishnav songs we know, or maybe mundane songs also, what we knew previously. Did we memorize them, wrote them down and memorized the mundane songs when we memorized them? No. Just by we loved them, we kept on singing them, reciting them, and we just memorized it. We didn't even know when did we memorize those songs. Similarly, the slokas also have to be like this. We have to keep on repeated reciting these slokas. There is no other alternative of repeated recitations. Anywhere you go, there should be background music of these slokas. You should just keep on hearing the slokas. So then that will help definitely keeping a notebook, pocket book, and keeping a whiteboard in your room. Then you can keep on reciting those slokas. And now we have recorder, we have smartphones where you can record those slokas. So recite them if you can in different meters, different tunes. Recite those slokas and record them. And then keep on hearing them repeatedly. So by repeated hearing, we can easily these slokas will be in our heart. And the next point we can think of, technique can be, try to memorize these slokas in association of devotees. In devotee association. So this will be very useful. And this is the main purpose of devotee association. Parasparanu kathanam pavanam bhagavad yashaha mithorathi mithodusti nibrittir mitho atmanaha. Mutual discussion about Krishna in association of devotees. Thus we get mutual attraction to Krishna. And we get mutual satisfaction. And thus we all devotees together we advance in Krishna consciousness. So that is the real devotee association, not for some prajalpa or mundane talk. We come together and we try to discuss about Krishna and we try to memorize some verses together. So that will also help us to build a good and thick Vaishnava relationship with each other. So it's better you can find some good friend, devotee friend, and sit with him and try to memorize those slokas. It's nice. Then another technique we can think of, regularly hearing classes. We should keep on regularly listening classes, tapes of Srila Prabhupada. So when we hear the tape of Srila Prabhupada, what happens? Or some other classes also. Then these slokas, they are quoted in the classes and tapes. So whenever you find a shloka is being quoted by Srila Prabhupada or the speaker, which you have recently, which you know, or you have memorized, or you are trying to memorize, you listen carefully. Why and how the speaker is quoting this verse, in which context and how he is quoting it. So thus we will love it more and it will be in our mind and heart for longer period of time. So and another best technique is share them with others. Whatever sloka which try to memorize, we should try to share that with others. And thus by sharing with others, by preaching it, we have them with us. We can easily memorize those slokas. by sharing, by telling that to others, other friends. So now we do all these techniques and we have also memorized it today. But tomorrow I forget it. The after tomorrow I don't know it. Morning I memorized it, evening I forget it. What to do? So therefore it is said, whenever we memorize something, then it is stored in our short-term memory for a short period of time and we forget it. Therefore, whenever we forget it, we should revisit it again, we should remember it again, we should try to revise it again. Thus, again and again revising within a short period of time, that will be stored in our long-term memory and we will keep on reciting it different times. And then last technique is, another technique can be thematic way of learning, memorizing slokas. When you're in your pocket book, you can make one section of thematic verse memorization. You can think of a theme, choose a theme like devotee association or serving devotees or Vaishnava Paradha, and write down all the verses or their numbers in their section. Under the category, write down them with a particular theme. And then think of that theme, devotee association, and try to recollect what all slokas do you know on this particular theme of devotee association. Yes, 3.25.25, 1.18.13. Okay, what else? 3.25.25, Satam Prasanga and Mohabirya Sambhita. Okay, this verse. And what is the main theme of the Satam Prasanga and that verse? What is the main theme of another verse on devotee association? So we can analyze those slokas like this, and then that will be easier for us. So here I just tried to share some few points which I liked and from my personal experience, and which I collected from different sources. So if you also have some other techniques and other styles of memorizing slokas which helps you, you are very welcome to share with us, and it will help me also personally. And you can comment anything if you want to tell us on this topic in the comment box. So thank you very much for your kind attention, and we request you to be with us, and by sharing these videos and by subscribing to our YouTube channel Bhagavad Vichar, and stay tuned with us with this channel. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.